You know, some of my thoughts going into the 2026 Bass Pro Tour season, it's really heartwarming to me, because if you look back at what happened in the 2025 season, at the beginning of the year, everybody in the whole world is just all jacked up on Mountain Dew about forward-facing sonar, and it's ruining the sport, and this and that, and blah, blah. I get so tired of hearing people argue about stuff. But anyway, it's all gloom and doom, right? Like everything's terrible. We're just going to look at the back of guys' heads. Well, MLF comes along and does that little format change where you can only use it one period. But like at the first event, like the forward-facing sonar still kind of dominated it a little bit. Like most of the fish were caught on that, and it's like, oh, great, here we go. You know, but then what ends up happening is it was just that isolated event. It ends up, we start going through the season, and we start seeing that forward-facing sonar, it's a little bit of a factor, but it's not huge. You know what I mean? The other two periods, we start seeing like that fantastic finish at Nickajack when Jake Lawrence beat Wheeler and throwing a buzzbait, right? Like throwing a buzzbait, and Wheeler is fishing current seams. You know, not using the forward-facing sonar either. He's up there fishing current seams. It was an awesome finish. We had so many other ones, you know, Potomac River, you know, a buzzbait caught some there and pitching little creature stuff around, you know, Ott Defo won that thing just way up in the back of this little creek, and Keith Pochet and some of them other guys were going way up in the backs of these creeks, and man, that was just like cool, old school bass fishing. Towards the end of the season, had Edwin Evers won qualifying at Saginaw Bay on a buzzbait. Seeing what I'm talking about here? You think about the furthest bait from a forward-facing sonar bait is a buzzbait, and a buzzbait caught a lot of fish in 2025. So, and then Jacob Wheeler wins Saginaw Bay on a frog. You know, it really was getting back to traditional fishing, but letting the technology of forward-facing sonar, letting it in the door. But don't let it come in and make itself at home on the couch. You're just letting it come in the door, sit down. You know, you can stand there by the door. We're going to keep an eye on you. We're going to sit over here with a couple of bush lights and we're just going to watch you. But that's what it did, and it worked out perfectly. Forward-facing sonar behaved itself, standing over there by the door. Everything was fine, and we had some awesome tournaments. So looking forward to 2026, I think we're going to have the same thing. I think it's going to be great. I think we're still going to let a little bit of forward-facing sonar in one period play, but then you have to go catch them the regular ways. And man, it worked out so awesome this year. You know, other than Chad McKee and I, we're the only two guys that have to sit there and watch every minute of every day of the Bass Pro Tour. And by the way, I love doing it. But to be able to watch a little bit of forward-facing sonar and then have to change and go back and fish, you know, all the regular traditional things. It was just a ton of fun to watch this year. I mean, I absolutely loved it. And some of the lakes we're going to, you know, we're going to OH Ivy this year. That's going to be a really, really cool lake. So they catch giants in that place out there in Texas. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to Orange Lake, and right here in my home state in Florida. They've been catching some giants there. I mean, I think it's ranked number 2 behind Headwaters as the second best lake in the state. So that's going to be awesome. I know their trophy catch program, they turn in a bunch of trophy catches off of Orange Lake. So that's going to be the heavy hitters event. That's going to be in May, which is kind of a non-traditional time to come to the state of Florida. So I'm just really looking forward to it, man. This format change was awesome. It was exactly what the whole fishing industry needed to cool down this forward-facing sonar deal. It did exactly that. I'm sure it's going to do just that in 2026. And man, I think we are going to have a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in and watch on all the stuff, on Rumble, on RFD TV, on Outdoor Channel. Just, you know, you can get the live stream. Just go to MLF Now. I mean, there's a million ways that you can watch us, but tune in. 2026 is going to be fantastic, and I can't wait for it to get started.